Good morning. Can everybody hear me okay? Everybody that's logging on, give me like a thumbs up or a yes or anything, whatever. Hi. How's everybody feeling today? Hi, Laura. Hi, Corinne. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. It's raining here in Brooklyn on a Thursday. Kind of the days are kind of like, melting into each other a little bit, but we're here. We're going to feel good. Hi, Caitlin. This is going to be a really, really good one. I'm super excited. I need to move really badly. I was up till 3 a.m. last night because we found out that somebody in our building possibly has COVID. So we're trying to figure that out. Anyway, let me know, does anybody have any questions kind of right off the bat? Anything about, I posted like a little thing about some props we needed. So I have like an extra towel today in case if we're starting off on our knees, if you feel like your mat isn't supportive enough, you can go on top of your knees, you can put this down. We're going to also be doing some kneeling work type of stuff so that the towel will come in handy there. Please keep this live for 24 hours. Yes, I will. This will definitely be up for 24 hours. All of them will be every single time I'm doing this. You can use a towel instead of a ball. I would say use a pillow if possible, because you can kind of squeeze in and out on it. You can also do it without. Try your best, whatever works. We're just gonna kind of use random props. If you see what's happening around here, I have you could use a random stuffed animal, stuff like that. Something that you can kind of allow yourself to squeeze. I love you guys. This is so great. Thank you so much for joining me. And all the things. Any last minute questions? I'm gonna give it one more minute. Have you figured out how to use music without it being too loud? I love your music. I love you, Gwen, and I miss you. I haven't really yet. I'm trying to figure out what's the best music scenario. I think probably what I'll probably start to do is post maybe my Spotify playlist, and if you wanted to play it kind of on the side, on your side, and then you can hear me kind of through the phone, and you can have light music playing elsewhere. Let me know if anybody has any suggestions or anything like that also. Yeah. Should we get started? Can you do this once a week forever? That's so sweet. I would love to. I would love to keep sharing all of these things. Oh, Switzerland. How cool. My husband's on. Hi, Melissa. Okay, let's get going. Let's get started. So we're going to start on your knees. If you're feeling like you're having any sort of kneecap, anything going on right off the bat, take a towel underneath. I'm going to do it without, but if you need it, actually, I'll do it with, for those of you that just want to see that. So either take your ball or take your pillow, or you can just kind of use without and just activate your inner thighs and pelvic floor. Relax your feet all the way flat, so all the way flat onto the ground. You're going to give it a squeeze. You're going to lift up through the abdominal wall here and just start to reach your hands all the way up. And then you're going to drop your hands down by your side. So you're just starting to reach it all the way up. Just starting to warm up your shoulders, and then remember that you're still squeezing your inner thighs. So regardless of if you're seeing any movement, squeeze, you're still pulling through the abdominals. And then drop it down. Good. And lifting all the way up. And then just start to breathe and connect yourself here. And one more. Reach it all the way up. Good. And then all the way down, and you're going to take your hands in front of you in line with your shoulders. And then take your hands slightly behind your body. So you're going to press your arms back. You're going to try not to pop out the ribs. So you're thinking of pressing your arms back, keeping the chest nice and open. Pull the abdominals in. Pressing it back. You should start to feel a little bit of glutes working also, if you can kind of connect there. We're going to start to bend at the hips. So you're going to kind of pull your hips back over your heels as you reach your hands forward. You're going to lift up in the hips as you take your arms back. So you're pulling your abdominals, reaching your hands out in front of you, sitting your hips back, and then lifting back up. So you're never really sitting all the way down. You're kind of going right to about here, and then pressing it up here. Okay. So you're just reaching it out, lifting up through the abdominals. Good. So you're actively moving your arms in space here. So we're not just doing dead arms, you're reaching it out in front of you. pressing it back. Good, 2 more. And then press it back. And this last one you're gonna hold. So you're gonna hold this position. You're just gonna do the arms. You're gonna press your arms back and then take your arms back in line with your shoulders. So a nice long movement here. You're gonna just kind of squeeze your hands in close to your body so you're feeling your triceps connecting. Good. I was freezing entering this, and now I'm feeling nice and warm. Press it back. And then all the way up. And let's do 2 more here. And make sure your feet are relaxed. You're trying not to grip into your toes at all. Last one. And then reach your hands out. We're going to swim your arms around so your hips are still back. You're bending your elbows, reaching your hands out. So you're really opening up the chest, bending it in, extending this out. So it's like a nice movement here, opening the chest up. And you can kind of feel, how your body, where it feels here. Like if your arms feel like they need to go bigger, they need to go smaller. Allow your body to, tell you where you should be. And then all the way forward, we're going to reverse. You're bending the elbows in, reach it out, circle them around. So a nice big movement here. Are we feeling okay? Is everybody feeling good? And all the way up. Good, 2 more. So I want you to feel your glutes too as you're kind of popping your hips back from here. And then we're working on that neutral pelvis. So it's not a tuck, it's not an arch. 1 more. You're going to take your hands back through here. Turn your palms facing up to the ceiling. You're going to lift up in the hips as you keep your arms back. And then you're going to slowly bend down through again here. So your arms are still pressing back behind you, but now the lift comes from the pelvic floor in your thighs. And pull it back here. So now you're lifting it up. Your arms are holding back behind. And bend it back. Let's do 2 more. And I know some of you have been asking if there's any way to kind of make this screen bigger. I think you can mirror it to your TV. I haven't done it yet, but let me know after this if anybody does that and if it works and it's not too, grainy or whatever. So press it back here and hold. You're going to do tiny pulses up with the arms. So your palms are facing up to the ceiling, tiny pulses. And then you're keeping your abdominals in. Just starting to activate your triceps. Good. Nice. And so then also check in with your neck. If I were to have like perfect form here, I wouldn't be looking up this way. I would be kind of lengthening out, looking on kind of a diagonal in front of my eyesight. And then you're going to hold your arms back, start to bend your elbows in, press your hands back. So you're bending it in, pushing back through the palms. So you're trying to squeeze your elbows in tight to your body, pulling your shoulders away from your ears, lengthening out of your neck. Your abdominals stay in. Good. And let's do 3 more. 2 more. And then 1 more, press your arms back. You're going to squeeze your palms inwards, squeezing your pinkies together behind your body, and you're going to reach your hands all the way on a high diagonal. And then you're going to take your arms back and then squeeze your pinkies behind you. So you're lengthening out of the upper body. You're trying to do it almost like a big snow angel here. Squeezing the pinkies. Reach it all the way up. And around. And let's do 3 more. Are we good on sound? Can somebody just do like 1 little thumbs up? Good. 1 more. Good. And then all the way around. And now you're going to reach your hands forward. You're going to lift up in the chest. We're going to do 2 arm circles here. Go arm circle. 1 more arm circle. Lift it up, and then let's reverse. You're going to switch. Good. And then you're going to take your arms out to the side. You're going to do your palms facing down towards the floor. You're going to turn your palms up. We're just going to kind of open up the chest. Then you're going to turn your palms inwards, drop it down. So you're just starting to build a little bit of heat in your arms. Keeping the abdominals in here. Remember to squeeze the ball. Pulling the shoulders down. Good. So keep this moving going. And then feel like you're trying not to ground yourself down to the floor. Feel like you're trying to uplift yourself up to the ceiling. So you're lifting up off your knees. Let's do 1 more. And then you're going to reach your hands back through here. Turn your palms facing down and then back behind you. You're going to start to bend your elbows and then press the hands back. And then watch your ribs. Try not to pop the ribs out. Keep the abdominals in. If you feel the lift, you can kind of feel like your blood starting to flow. You're like lifting up through the pelvic floor, keeping the arms moving. Good. Triceps, shoulders, a little bit of everything. 2 more. And then 1 more. Reach your hands all the way out. You're going to turn your palms up. Take your hands up to the ceiling. And then drop this arm down by your side. You're going to lift up and over. So you're going to reach that hand towards the floor. You're going to go up and over, get a nice big stretch. And then you're going to lift it up, pull your abdominals back in. So we're going to go over to the other side. So one arm drops down to the floor, the other extends up and over. And then you're using your abdominals to lift right back up. Up and over. So you're thinking grounding this knee down to the floor, extending through that top arm, and then your abdominals pull you in and up, back up to the center. Up and over. Good. Lift it right back up. Let's do 1 more each side. Up and over. Good. Pull it in. And last one. Good. And then lift it all the way up. And just do 2 arm circles backwards here. And 1 more. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to ditch the towel, but if you still need it, you can keep it under there. You're going to go into your hands and knees. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Toes are dropping down, so they're not curled underneath. You're going to give the ball a slight squeeze. Just go into a cat and cow, so round the abdominals all the way up. And then pull the shoulders all the way back, opening up the chest. And let's do 1 more. And then opening up in the chest. And then you're going to pull your abdominals in, take your left arm behind you. So you're going to keep your palm facing up to the ceiling, do tiny pulses here. So we did this in the class on Tuesday. So make sure that you're pulling your right shoulder back away from your ear. You're pulsing up with that arm, keeping the abdominals in here. So tiny pulses. Neck stays long, ball stays squeezed. Tiny pulses. Good. And then you're going to hold it up, start to bend the elbow in, and then press that hand back. Bend and then press it back. Keep the abdominals in and try not to shift your body kind of, over to your right side. You're trying to keep some of your weight over to your left knee, into your left oblique. Let's do 1 more. Good. Hold the arm back. You're going to turn your palm facing down to the floor. Take that hand all the way up over your head. And then you're going to reach it all the way around and you're going to squeeze the pinky in towards your body. So you're extending it all the way up over your head. And you're reaching it all the way out. So you're trying to find your longest position here. So you're reaching out of the left side of your body, circle it all the way around. Checking with your ribs. I was kind of sinking a little bit, so make sure you're pulling your abdominals in and up. Let's do 1 more. Good. And then drop that arm all the way down, go into a cat and cow, round all the way up. And then drop your shoulders back, pull the abdominals in. After this, as you pull back to center, we're going to go right over to the right arm. So your right arm goes back behind you. Palm faces up. You can do tiny pulses up here. Pull your left shoulder away from your ear. Check in with your weight. Make sure the ball is squeezed. Good. Nice tiny pulses. And keeping the abdominals in, keeping the neck long. Try to relax your neck all together. You're trying not to strain to kind of keep it up. Or like fully relax it down there so that it's not doing anything. Hold your arm up. Start to bend the elbow in. And press it back. Good. Shoulders are back. All the way. Good. Starting to breathe heavily. Keep the abs in here. Let's do 2 more. And then 1 more. You're going to take your hand all the way back. Turn your palm facing down to the floor. And you're going to reach that arm all the way around, up above your head. And then all the way around towards your hip. So the arm is going to try to stay parallel to the floor. And when you're pulling your pinky towards your hip, you're trying to pull your right shoulder away from your ear. So full range here. And keep rolling that left shoulder back. Soften the elbow very slightly. 2 more. And the deeper you start to connect into the core, the harder this exercise is. It can be very simple if you're not holding it properly kind of in the core and kind of treating it as a full body exercise to make sure that every little piece is working here. And then drop that hand down, go up into a cat and cow, and round all the way up. And then exhale, pull your shoulders all the way back. Good. And then we're going to come back to center. Your knees are going to rotate over to the left. So your lower half is going to be at a slight twist, but your upper body is facing towards the floor. Okay, so you're going to turn your left hand facing inwards. Your right hand is facing forward. You're going to pull your shoulders back and start to bend your left elbow out to the side. The right elbow pulls into your side as you lift. Okay, so your lower half is twisted. You're going to bend, push it up through here. Good. So you guys keep going, but the positioning of the hands is, this hand is here, this hand is here. So when you bend, you're like this. You're bending like this, and then pushing it up. So you're rotated, but bending and pushing up that way. I hope you guys are continuing. Good. So hips are down, bending it down, pushing it up. And let's do 3 more here. So you should feel a lot of oblique, a lot of transverse, kind of that corset muscle. And then 1 more. Beautiful. And then you're going to turn your left hand facing in, and then you're going to drop your right hand down to the floor. So you're going to be in this position. So now you're rotated down to the floor. You're going to take this arm, you're going to scoop it kind of facing towards the right, but not onto the ground. And you're going to open it up. So you're going to open it up to the side. And then you're going to kind of scoop like ice cream down to the floor as you rotate your upper body. Open it all the way up. And then scoop it down. So your lower half is still twisted over to the left. Opening it up. Keeping the abdominals in. All the way up. So you're trying to like keep that goalpost position, but you're trying not to get to a point where your ribs are popping out. So you're just going right to that here. Keeping the abdominals in, rotating. This last one, we're going to go up here and hold if you're feeling okay still. Lift your hips up, take your hands above your head, and then pull it back down into that side plank, and then lift it up again. So you're pulling your abdominals in, and back down. How is everybody feeling? It's a lot of shoulder stability work here also, but if you're feeling any sort of pain, take a moment because it's a lot of shoulder work, okay? So pulling it in, dropping it down. Let's do 3 more here. Drop it down. 2 more. We will stretch out on that right shoulder, I promise. Think leading from the oblique, not the arm. Last one. All the way up. Oh, nice big stretch. Whew, beautiful. All right, facing down to the floor. Extend your right hand all the way out. Let's take your left hand underneath, get a nice twist over to the left, over to the right. Take a deep breath because we're going to go right over to the other side. I'm going to turn and face the opposite way so that you can see kind of what the other direction is, but we're going to go right over to the other side. So your knees are going to go over to the right, squeezing the ball. You can drop your feet down to the floor or you can hover, kind of feel whatever feels right. Your left hand faces forward, your right hand faces inwards. Shoulders pull back, hips are not up. Hips are down towards the floor, shoulders back. You're going to start to bend your elbows. Push it up through there. Bend it down. Pushing it up. Whoa, I don't know if you can see my shakes here, but it's real. Pushing it up. Okay, so leading with the core. Pushing it all the way up. All the way down. Good. And keep breathing, keep checking in with your neck, making sure your neck is long. 2 more. Whew. Last one. Oh, all the way up. Okay, great. We're going to go down onto your left arm here. Your right arm is going to scoop down here. You're going to start to open up your chest over to the sides. You're opening up here. And then you're kind of scooping the arm down. You're just like lightly tapping down to the floor, rotating, opening it all the way up. This side's a lot more challenging because my rotator cuff on my left arm is a little bit funky sometimes. It's from carrying kids on the left side. Pull the abdominals in. So lower half of your body stays where it is. Upper half is rotating. Let's hold here. You're going to start to take your hands up. You're pulling your hips up. Drop it down. So you're lifting through the waist, arms pull above your head. Drop it down. Really good. Keep breathing. 2 more. And last one, all the way up. Get a nice big stretch. Oh, okay. All right, how are we feeling? That's a pretty intense one. Reach your hands out, take your left hand all the way out. You're gonna reach your right hand underneath, get a nice twist over to the left. Stretch out to the left side of your body. Okay, now we're gonna flip your legs around. We're gonna kind of do some ab work, and then we're gonna revisit all of the glute work. So let's take your legs around. Let's take your feet together. Let's take the ball or the pillow between your knees to start. Scoot yourself to the front of your mat. Lift up in the chest here. I want you to try to relax your shoulders as much as possible. We're going to try to stretch through some of all that work that we've gotten there. So you're going to lift up. You're going to slowly roll all the way down. So you're going to peel your spine down one vertebrae at a time. Take your hands above your head. You're going to circle your arms around. You're going to pull your chin in. Slowly start to lift up. If you need some extra help on that first roll up, start to walk your hands up your knees, reach it all the way up. If you're feeling like your spine mobility isn't kind of where it feels like it should be for the roll down, you can go down halfway and lift back up. If you're feeling like it's a little tight today, or you have any sort of like tailbone issues, anything that's feeling funky, you can go only halfway down. So you're rolling down through the spine. Reaching your hands up and around, pull the chin in. Let's slowly go all the way up. Good. And then you're going to scoop and roll about halfway here and hold. So you're going to keep the abdominals in. We're just going to circle your arms around. So you're going to think like basketball-sized circles. So just opening up the chest, keeping the abdominals in. You're going to try to feel your heels pulling into your glutes. So you're trying to turn off the quads and the hip flexors. All the way around. I'm also curious how many of you are new and how many have been continuing, because it kind of feels like we're keeping the class going. It's really great. Good. One more. Come back to center here, and then you're going to scoop and roll all the way down. So peeling the spine all the way down, taking your hands all the way over your head, circling them around, pulling the chin in. Let's slowly go back up. Good. And then scoop and roll back halfway here and hold. And then you're going to drop the arms down, lift it up and around. So the reverse circle. Also, if anybody has any sort of, like if you're feeling like your tailbone's like, you know, grinding into the floor, or maybe your mat isn't thick enough, you can take the pillow underneath your tailbone also to give you a little bit extra support here. So keep the abdominals in. One more, reach your hands forward. We're going to slowly roll all the way down. Take your hands up over your head. Circle them all the way around, pull the chin in, let's slowly go all the way back up here. So now you're going to make like a small circle. You're going to tap just your middle fingers together. I don't want you to hang on here, okay? Just your middle fingers are going to tap. You're going to scoop and roll about halfway. We're going to do a twist. You're going to twist, you're going to go 3 count over to the right, and then you're going to lift up in a figure 8, and we're going to go the opposite way. So you're going 1, 2, 3, and the twist and lift. So you're going to twist, 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 and lift, twist. So it's your belly button up, rotating, so just the upper body, the lower body is trying to relax as much as possible. Twist. A nice rotation, rotating through the waist. We're going to go over to the left, and then when you go over to the right this time, we're going to go twist, 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 and then you're going to roll down on that diagonal. You're going to take your hands all the way up over your head, and then we're going to go straight through the center. So you're going to line your spine back into the center before we go over to the left side. So you're going to go twist over to the left side, twist, twist, and then you're going to roll down on that diagonal. Take your hands up over your head. Pull the chin and scoop and roll all the way up. Yeah, let's do it again. So you're going to twist over to the right, twist, and then roll down that diagonal. And then back up to the center. I went for a walk for like the very first time in days yesterday, and my shins are hurting. I was like, I didn't even walk far, but I'm feeling it. Ugh, all the way down. Take your hands all the way up. Pull the chin in. So the one thing I'm missing with quarantine is like walking around, just getting some of that movement too, you know. Let's go over to the right. Twist. Roll all the way down. Ugh. Nice. How are we feeling? We're doing okay. I'm starting to burn here a little. Twist over to the left. You're going to roll down at that diagonal. And then we're going to lift all the way back up. Good. And then you're going to scoop and roll halfway here and hold. Drop the shoulders. Just start to take your arms out to the side. You're going to pull your hands into the center. Out to the side. Pull them into the center. So you're just opening it up nicely, almost like your body's doing nothing, but just opening up the arms, your abs are hanging over here. Your heels are pulling into your glutes. The balls squeeze from behind your knees. You're trying not to internally squeeze here. You're trying to wrap and squeeze from underneath. 3 more. Get it 2 more. And 1 more. Come back to center. You can lift up, stretch your spine up tall, and then you're going to bend your elbows behind you. You're going to go into your elbows. Important thing here is try not to sink down. You're going to lift up. So I'm going to lift up over your comments. That's how high I'm going to try to lift. All right, you're going to squeeze your feet together. The balls squeeze here. So you're at like a little bit of a diamond shape. You're going to rock your legs over to the right so both arms still have weight on it. You're going to use your abdominals to pull it back to center. You're going to go over to the left and pull it back to center. Let's twist over to the right. So now it's just your belly button and down, rocking through your spine here. You're going to feel like a little bit of a massage on your glutes. You're staying lifted up off your shoulders. We're going to stay over to the right. So we're going to start to dip your legs in, down and up. If you want an extra challenge, you're going to shift your weight over to your right arm and extend your left hand out. You're going to reach it up as you dip and then pull it down from there. So your right arm is just holding the same position. You're lifting up off your shoulder. You're reaching it out. This is equally as challenging here, so you can do this if it feels like too much on your shoulder. If you want the extra little piece, right here. 2 more. Woo. 1 more. Bend that elbow in. You're going to pull your legs up and over to the left. Shift over to that left arm. Start to extend this right arm out. If you did the arm on the other side, do the arm on this side. If you did it without, just leave that arm down. Like extra shaking today. It's the fatigue. It's the 2 hours of sleep. Whew. All the way up. Good. Really nice. Lifting up off your shoulder. Let's do 3 more. Whew. 2 more. And 1 more. Nice. Pull your heels into your glutes. You can scoot yourself forward and lay all the way flat. Just open your arms out to the side into a T. Can you see me okay? My arms are all the way out here. You're going to take your knees up to tabletop. Once you squeeze your feet together, you're going to try to do like a full tabletop, like 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Give the balls a side squeeze. And then try to find that neutral pelvis. You're doing a small air space right underneath your low back. You're going to start to reach your hands up to the ceiling. Take your hands all the way out to the side. So now it's just arm work here. So your lower half and your abdominals are just hanging on to stabilize your body. Your arms are just doing the movements here. You can just kind of go dead feet. They don't really need to do anything there. But really wide arms. Let's do 3 more. Give it 2 more. If your lower back starts to hurt, go more into a tuck. But if not, continue to do the neutral pelvis. And then you're going to reach your hands up to the ceiling. Turn your palms facing towards your knees. You're going to bend your elbows wide to the floor. And then extend your hands all the way up. Is anybody feeling inner thigh here? I sure am. Bend it down. Lift it up. Let's do 3 more. All the way up. 2 more. Press it up. 1 more here. Reach your hands all the way up, and now you're going to curl up. You're going to look towards your abdominals here. Reach your fingers out. Drop your tailbone down. And then you're just going to lower your upper body down as you reach your hands all the way over your head. And then you're going to curl up looking towards your abdominals as you reach your fingers out. Lower the head down, reaching out of the fingertips. So pulling the abdominals in. So your abdominals are doing this whole movement, not just your arms and neck. Lower all the way down. If you're having any neck problems, keep your head and shoulders down. Keep your head down here. You're just going to do the arms. So you're just going to go like this. And then all the way up. And then one more. And then pull your knees into your chest. Whew, okay, rock your hips side to side. Inner thighs, that's the burn, that's the burn. Okay. All right, let's extend your legs all the way out straight. We're gonna try our best to do a full roll up here. If it's too much, you can just get up and do a butterfly stretch. But if this feels okay, grab onto your ball, your pillow, take it above your head, squeezing the heels together, toes apart. You're gonna pull your chin in. Slowly articulating the spine all the way up. You're going to lift up and forwards. You're going to round past your toes. You're reaching the ball past, pulling the abdominals in. Scoop and roll down. So you're squeezing your inner thighs together. You're rolling the spine all the way down. Lengthen out of your fingertips. One more here. All the way up. And then take the ball down your legs. You're going to kind of roll it down, drop the head down, take a stretch. So you're going to stretch out of your back, stretch out of your legs. Take a deep breath. Okay, so you can do this without a ball, you can do it with a pillow, whatever feels most comfortable. If you're having the knee issues again, grab onto your towel and place it under your knee. So we're going to start with the right knee down. So if you need the towel, take the towel under your right knee. You're going to take the ball or the pillow behind your left knee, and you're going to give it a squeeze. Okay, so we're going to hang on to there. If you do not have a ball, it's okay. You can still do that position, totally fine. You're going to go onto your forearms. You're going to make like a triangle shape with your hands. And then we're going to find this position. So your right knee is underneath your right hip. The further you pull backwards here, you'll take it more into your shoulders. The more you pull forward, your shoulders back, the more abdominal work it'll be. You're going to flex that top foot, start to do very tiny pulses up to the ceiling. So you're going to lift up out of the abdominals. You're going to do very tiny pulses here. Pulling your shoulders back, really trying to tap into the low abdominals. Keep the pulse going. Nice. Anybody want to do like a little happy face or something to get that black box out of there? I don't know if I have that control, but anyway, it's okay. Keep pulsing out through here. Good. Shoulders back. Good. And then you're going to soften the foot, and then you're going to start to drop that knee down to the floor. So you're going to tap it down to the floor, and then you're going to lift it right back up. So you're going to try to keep both hips parallel to the floor. We're not going to open up that hip just yet. Good. So you're going to drop it down, pull the abdominals in, lifting up through here. Good. So check in with your body. A good gauge of like kind of where your head should be in relationship to your shoulders. I try to think like if I were to put my thumbs up to the ceiling, my nose would kind of match my thumbs, but with a lift. Good. All the way up. And let's do one more. And you're going to lift that leg all the way up. You're going to open the knee out to the side. You're going to drop it down to the floor and then lift it up through the center. So you're doing a nice little circle over to the left side, reaching it up. Circling it around, lift it up through here, shoulders are back, all the way up. Let's do one more here. And then we're going to reverse. You're going to drop the knee down, open that knee out to the side, lift it back up. So drop it down, circle it around. Good. Really pulling in the abdominals, shoulders are pulled back. Two more. And one more. And you're going to drop that knee down, but you're going to keep your left foot up to the ceiling. Walk yourself up onto your hands. If you're having knee issues, you're going to switch the pillow from your right knee to underneath your left knee. And then you're going to start to extend that right leg out here. You're going to roll your shoulders back. And you're going to pull the abdominals in. You're just going to hover that left knee up to the ceiling. So your shoulders are back. You're like a modified, or not even a modified, full-on plank. Drop the knee down. And then pull the abdominals in. You're going to lift up through here. And then drop it down. So you're still squeezing the ball, pulling the abdominals in. So you're not just lifting the knee. So see how the knee doesn't move its shape in relationship to my body. It's just lifting up through the core. Drop it down. One more. And you're going to drop it down, and then you're going to start to hover that right leg up. So you're going to point through that toe. You're going to tap it down to the floor, and then lift it up. So with the hip here, I have like a very slight external rotation because I feel like that feels the best for me. If you feel like parallel feels the best, stay in parallel. If you feel like a little bit more open rotation, that's totally fine too. Pull your shoulders back. Make sure that you're keeping your core in so it's very light on your arms. Good. One more. You're going to lift it up through here and hold. You're going to tap that right leg over to the right. You're going to lift it up and over, tap it slightly over to the left. You see my leg, we're tapping it. Yeah. And then up and over. So keeping the core in here. All the way. So pulling your shoulders back. I hope your left knee is feeling okay. If it's not feeling okay, I hope you went and grabbed a towel. Because it really depends on the mat here. It depends on your kneecap. Whole bunch of different things. Good. Tap it over to the left. And then drop that left knee down. We're going to go over into a side plank, modified side plank. You're going to go right hand in. You're going to turn your right leg inwards, and you're going to open up here. So you're going to open up through here. The ball is still squeezed behind my knee, if you can take a look at that. So up through here, you're trying to find your widest wingspan. You're going to pull the knee into your chest. You're going to take that leg slightly behind you, pull it in through here, take it back. So you're pulling your shoulders back, you're trying to extend the arm all the way up. Keep the abdominals in, anybody's glutes fired up. Looks easy, it's not easy. The burn is for real. The soreness happens the next day. One more here. And then you're going to come back to center. You're going to drop the knee down. You're going to take your left hand up and over your head. You're going to lift up here and tap. You're going to go up and over. Pull the abdominals in. Lift up and tap. All the way here. Up and over. And tap. And let's do 3 more. If you're having any sort of neck issues, turn your head down, look down to the floor. Relax the neck all together. One more. You're going to grab onto the ball here, take it out, lift it up and over, and your hips are going to your knees are going to match up, hips are going to stay. You're going to roll your arms off to the right. You can take the ball over onto both hands, or you can just do this without. Roll your hands out. Take a nice big stretch. How are we feeling? Did anybody say anything that was like, don't do this? Other options. I dropped the ball. That happens all the time. Okay, let's go right over to the other side. So we're going to take the ball behind your right knee, give it a squeeze. The towel is going to go underneath your left knee if you need it right now. Hands go back into that triangle shape. Right leg reaches up, pull your shoulders back, shift your weight forward. You're going to go into a flexed foot, and then tiny pulses up. Okay, we'll stretch out both glutes after this. If you're feeling like you just really need a stretch right now, take the stretch, jump right back into it. Pull your shoulders back here. Good. Shifting your weight forward, try to make sure that you're not in an arch. Try to keep your neutral pelvis here. Checking with your nose and your thumbs here. Good. And then you're going to soften that foot. You're going to drop the knee down to the floor. And then lift it right back up. So you're going to drop it down, lift it up. So now full range of motion. If the ball becomes too much, ditch the ball. You'll still feel it, trust me. Drop it down. And then also check in with your body weight. Try to shift your body weight into the center of your body. 2 more. And then And one more, you're gonna lift it up, we're gonna start the circle. So you're gonna open the knee out to the right, drop it down to the floor, and lift it up through the center. So opening the knee up. So that's when your oblique has to fire up because you're trying not to shift your weight over as your knee opens up. 2 more. And breathe, 1 more. And then we're going to reverse. You're going to drop it down, open that leg up, back up to the center. Whew, okay. Shaking. 3 more. The one thing about this type of exercise is it never gets easier. It just gets harder the better your form gets. The more in tune you get deeper into your body, the more challenging it becomes. 1 more. Whew. Okay, drop that knee down. Walk yourself up onto your hands. You're going to keep that right foot lifted. Try not to hyperextend your elbows like I just caught myself doing. You're trying to keep them soft so you're pulling up through the muscles. Extend that left leg out if you need the towel underneath your right knee. Now's your chance. You're going to pull your abdominals in. Start to hover up. So your abdominals lift in and up. And then drop it down. And lift in and up here. And then drop it down. Lift up here, drop it down, start to hover that left leg up here and hold. You're pulling your abdominals in and you're going to tap it over, or sorry, we dropped it down first. You're going to drop it down and then lift it up. Pull the shoulders back. So you're just tapping that leg, trying to keep your body stable. Breathe through it. If you're having any wrist issues, go into a fist here. Nice and strong. I prefer this over the fingertips because I feel like this grips kind of in your forearms. Okay, so do a fist. Good. You're going to lift up here and hold. Take that leg over to the left and tap. Lift it up to the right and tap. Up and over to the left. Up and over to the right. Pull the shoulders back. Check in again with your abdominals. Make sure that that's driving it. Relax your neck. Relax the front of your shoulders. Keep going here. I don't know which glute hurts more. We'll get them both. Oh. And last one, we're going to go 1 more over to the left. 1 more over to the right. And drop it down. Okay, we have 1 more thing, okay? Take it over to the side. I almost gave you a stretch right there. I forgot this whole piece. Left hand here, we're almost done. Squeezing the ball, you can see it from the other angle now. Open up your chest here, so you're reaching all the way up through that top arm, pulling the abdominals in. So this part of your body should be lifting up off your arm. Reaching it up, you're going to start to pull that knee into your chest. Take it slightly behind you. Pull it in. So your bottom leg here can kind of be out here, it can be out here, wherever you find that's most comfortable, but I want you to relax the foot down. And think you're lifting up more from the abdominals up off of that supporting knee. All the way back. Woo. 2 more. And then soften that bottom elbow also. All the way back. You're going to hold here, drop the knee down, reach out of that top arm, lift it up and tap, up and over, and tap. Pull the abdominals in here, really stretching out of that top arm. 3 more. 2 more. And last one, you're going to reach up, grab into the ball or pillow, take it over to the side, sink your hips back, stretch your arms all the way out. Woo, take a deep breath. It's pretty intense. All right, doing our timing here. Okay. All right. How are we doing? I was facing the other way. Are we good? Feeling good here? I'm going to assume so. All right. Let's take the ball right underneath your shoulder blades here. You can also do this with a pillow. You can fold a pillow up. Just take it right back there. You're going to take your feet together. Your knees are going to go slightly apart. So you're not just relaxing them, you're holding them kind of right here. Hands go behind your head. I'll scoot up a little bit. You're just going to start to open up your chest towards the ceiling. Do a little mini curl looking up towards your abdominals. So you're opening up the chest. Tiny curl here. Check in with the lower half of your body to make sure that there's no movement. So I don't want this to happen, okay? It might feel like you're working the abdominals more, but you're working the top layer of your abdominals. We're trying to get deeper than that, trying to get a little bit more inwards. Inward pulling, a little bit more functional strength. Let's try to keep your tailbone down. Let's do 2 more. And then 1 more. And you're going to curl up here and hold. Okay, find your center. You're going to start to hover that right leg up and then drop it down. You're going to hover your left leg up and drop it down. So your knees are rotated out to the side. You're just hovering. Drop it down. Lifting. You're going to lift your right leg up here and hold. You're going to start to extend it out in the center of your body and then bend that knee wide out to the side. So you're reaching it out. Bending it wide. So I'm going to do just like a slight demonstration facing here. So if you're here, you're lifting, you're extending straight, bending it in through here. So go straight through the center. Okay. So reach it out, bending it in. Let's do 2 more here. So you're trying to tap into the inner thigh. 1 more. Good. Drop that foot down. Hover your left leg up here and hold. Start to extend it out straight. Draw that knee in. Reaching it out. Relaxing your shoulders here as well. Lengthening out of the left. Pulling it in. 3 more. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. And then drop the foot. Open up your chest. Relax over your pillow or ball. Take a deep breath. You can take your legs out straight. You can kind of find the position that feels the best. Sometimes I put legs out straight and arms just open up. Feels good. You just stay there. We're going to stretch. I'm just going to check. I feel like people are asking some questions. Everybody's answering each other. This is amazing. How sweet. Thank you. Just lay down there. Relax. I want to do like a quick little leg inversion, the hips on the ball. It's great for inflammation, just releasing all of that. You know, we did a lot of glute work and stuff. So lay all the way flat. I'm switching my angle because I felt like... Anyway, lift the hips up. Take the tailbone down, back on top of the ball. You're going to reach your hands around. Give it a little squeeze here. Take both knees into tabletop. Just relax the shoulders. You can drop your arms down by the side. I like to grab onto the ball, but if you're using a pillow or flat on the floor, that's totally fine too. Take your legs all the way up. Just start to wiggle your legs around. You'll like instantly feel some of that release in the muscle. And then take your legs all the way up. You're going to take your toes apart, heels together. You're going to open your legs wide out to the side. You're going to flex your feet, squeeze it back in. I'm going to scoot over a little bit. So point the toes out to the side. Just allow gravity to give you that extra little pull, flex and squeeze. Point, open it all the way up. Flex and squeeze. Flex and squeeze here. Relax the shoulders. Sometimes I like to get here too and just close my eyes and just kind of like feel the lower part of my body. And just breathe. Let's do 1 more. And then reverse. You're going to flex out to the side. You're going to point the toes, squeeze it in. Flex and open. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. Good. And now from here, you're going to bend your left knee. You're going to take your right leg out to the sides. You're going to open it up through here. You're going to press it through the center. Go to the opposite sides. It's like kind of like a Peter Pan jump. Reach it up through the center. Open it up. Press it up through the center here. And push it through and take both legs up. You're going to flex your feet. Try to pull the heels into your glutes or try to press your tailbone down as you do so. Take your legs all the way up. Bend it down. Press it up. 2 more. Relaxing the shoulders. 1 more. Reach it all the way up. You're going to drop your right leg down to the floor. Take your left knee into your chest. Give it a little pull. I want you to stretch all the way through the hip flexors. You're trying to stretch out of your body, lengthen out through that hip flexor. It's funny with like a hard 60 minutes, like I'm like so careful of it, but if you come to my classes in New York, I'm always like, I'm 1 minute late, I'm so sorry, like ending just to get an extra little stretch. Somebody asked to do the gut stuff right after this, so I'm just going to do a little bit of that. Take your left leg down, right knee into your chest. Stretch out on that left hip flexor. And then let's lift the ball up from underneath you, drop it all the way down. We're going to do that twisting stretch, so extend your left leg all the way out, your right knee into your chest. I understand I'm kind of on the wording, but hopefully you can still see this. Cross your left hand over. Get a nice little twist over to the right. Oh, nice pop in my back. Twist over to the side. Take a deep breath. And then switch sides. Twist. I also never, in my classes, account for water breaks, but you're always welcome to take a water break if you need to, or any other break for that means. And then when you grab into your ball, I haven't tried this with a pillow, but it might just be nice to just like fully relax over the pillow. So let me know if anybody does this with a pillow and you're feeling like you can still get some of this gut work. But you're going to take the ball right here, like right into your pelvis. You're going to lay all the way flat on top of the ball, and you're going to take your knees slightly open, and you're just going to do dead weight on top of it. So you're just relaxing all the way on top of the ball. And the more weight you can kind of pull down to the floor, the more you'll start to feel the ball hollow out your abdominal wall. It'll start to stretch out some of that lower abdominal work. It kind of starts to get your gut moving. I'm not going to demonstrate the move, but you're going to start to kind of like shimmy your hips around. You're going to go in one direction, kind of to move around like that. Grab some water, speaking of. And then start to circle your hips around in the opposite direction. And one more huge benefit of the ball, if nobody has the ball, I recommend getting it. Prop yourself up onto your forearms. You're going to curl your toes underneath, and then you're going to hover your knees up off the ground, and you're going to roll forward and back. So you're going to allow the ball to go down to your pelvic floor. And then you're going to go up to almost to your stomach. If this feels too nauseating, you don't have to go so far, but you're kind of just rolling the ball up and forward. I'm not sure if anybody's pregnant, but this is definitely not something to be doing if you're pregnant. FYI. It doesn't feel that great on a full stomach also. This is one thing that's really nice about it, is like if you wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning, and like you're just feeling like you need a little bit of a reset, this is a really great thing, is to lay on top of the ball and just go through this. We hold on to so much in our gut. It like all kind of builds up in there, and that's why like even tapping into the low abdominals is really great. But stretch it through here. Awesome. And then let's lift up off the ball. I'm going to sign out because I don't want this to roll over into an hour or over an hour. But you can go into a downward dog, you can pedal through your feet, allow your arms to relax down here, do all of this, do all of these, and then reverse, roll through the spine, all the good stuff. Thank you guys so much. I love you so, so much. I really appreciate you guys joining me here. It feels so good to move for myself. I'm going to post something about, I'm doing 2 45-minute classes on Saturday instead of one hour. So I will do all of that type of stuff. One will be prop with a prop, one will be without a prop, so you can kind of try out a little bit of everything. Reach out to me personally if any of you have any questions specifically to your body that you're feeling kind of throughout these classes, because sometimes I can't see all of the messages. So let me know. Thank you all. Have a great Thursday, and I will see you Saturday. Bye. Where's the end? Hi. Okay, bye.